Okay, let's do that before you get crazy. Okay, so here's what it is. You're up early, and so you need to utilize your time. I respect it.
You're talking to Aretha. R-E-S-B-E-C-T. And you know what happened? I took care of business this morning, if you know what I mean.
I don't really know what that means.
TCB.
TC.
Taking care of business.
Oh. Okay, so that could be a couple of things. That could be you pooped.
That is a fact, yes. But that's more like MYOB, mind your own business. So should we tell her to come on? So I have to interrupt you. See, you're right in the camera. You see how you see where I am? You see what I'm talking about? That's why I have a marker, so I don't go forward like I'm eating ass, right?
Here's the thing. When I get animated, I can't stay back here.
Okay.
I don't know. But it's like I can't sing anything, so then I get up here, I'm like, hey.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, let's get her on. I already did.
Do you hear that? I need to close the door. You hear the chirping?
Yeah, but I kind of like it.
Welcome to the jungle. Now, I think it's not, because what if there's a honk and shit, you know?
All right.
Or crying. There was crying yesterday.
Crying? Who's crying? Welcome to the... Now I've got that in my head. What are you doing today? After this.
I don't know. It's raining, so the beach is out. I think I might be getting a foot massage.
Oh.
See Jack again. Hey, Jack. Remember me?
Jack,
he remembers me. Yeah, he always remembers me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the one that says, please push my knuckle and put me to sleep. I'm telling you, he does a pressure point right in here, and it's like,
And it makes
out.
you go to sleep?
Out, yeah.
No.
Well, you don't want to do it right now, because then you'll fall asleep.
I'm going to need a neck lift soon, and I don't know. I don't want to do anything where you have to cut.
Say that again? Oh. Oh, no. No.
No, but I need something where... Maybe just lasers.
Should I call her?
Wait, hold on. Is
Do you
there
want to call her? You can call her.
No.
Yeah, it's better, because with technology. It's like me helping your dad. Your dad's not going to eat my head. Elizabeth, don't you ever pay for me again. Fucking ridiculous. Because you paid for him. You went to the bathrooms and you paid for him.
Maybe, I guess. It really
I
didn't
just like,
mean
look, Dad, I can pay.
Okay, guest to join a recorded conversation.
What do I do right now?
I think you need to call her. I'm happy to email it to her again.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. Liz is going to try to invite you. You have to be on Chrome.
I am on Chrome. I'm always on Chrome. I've said that 400 times, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, she hung up. Okay? She hung up. What do you want from me? This is my life.
Okay. Honestly, it makes me feel better about me when my dad...
And she writes bye.
I should record my dad trying to use Apple Pay. Just do it.
My call.
Okay, but not today is not that day. Call her back and I'll talk her through it. Okay, I thought it was just you, and now I'm seeing it's not.
Welcome back to Hustle and Schmear with the one and only Robin Paula Salstein.
Ooh, Paula, I like it. Okay.
That's Jason Paul, Robin
Oh,
Paula.
I didn't know that. I like that.
Liz, to recap, please take it away.
Well, the last time we chatted with you, I feel like we stopped at you found out you were having triplets.
That's when I should have stopped.
And then it was like a cliffhanger. You told Howie.
After I heard 3, because I don't come from money and I didn't have money. Every time there was something I could multiply by 3, and that's what I would do immediately. The first thing I asked him when he told me triplets, I said, "Are you going to charge me the 3 births? Because 1 was expensive."
Right.
And he laughed, no. And I thought, you might think that's a funny question, but I'm fucking dead serious. You know?
Right.
Okay.
Someone was getting strolled down the street. That person has money. She's got a caretaker. And she said to me, no hats or prints. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because whoever I saw, it wasn't a good look.
But then now sometimes it's borderline, what do you think about this hat? Or is there a print?
I got ma'am. This is my year of where I got ma'am, and I'm like, what?
I can tell you, getting older is not easy. It's
Well,
not.
I want to talk about that because you had these your triplets, and it's like, how do you keep your own identity and just aging? Because I'm in a different stage of my life too.
Right.
Interesting, particularly for women, because we've always been like, who's kind of looking at you, and who your worth a lot of the times feels tied to somebody else noticing.
Right. When I had the kids, I was 25, and you strolling them in their triplet Perego stroller, and everybody thought I was the babysitter. And she's so cute. I mean, I still get. I'm never gonna get stunning gore.
You are.
It's not. I'm the Valerie Bertinelli, the Sally Field, the Karen Valentine. That's
what's wrong with Valerie Bertinelli? She's
nothing.
gorgeous.
But I don't think they're saying she's gorgeous. She's just kind of cute. Very confident. Because
she's just
I'm
trying.
very confident. I mean, I really think that men, when I'm walking, I don't. See, that's a word I'm not even comfortable with.
What?
But to me, it's because the word sexy has sex in it. And that is to me, a private thing. It's something I would engage only with one person.
Right.
I would go to the movies with a lot of people.
Right.
I have cards with a lot. I do a lot of things with a lot of people.
Are you sure you're my mother?
Am I sure? Yeah. I don't even ask him questions because, God, I didn't know what goes on.
Caligula over here, okay?
I have no doubt. He's showing me things he draws. I want. And then he explains, because I go like, well, what part is that?
You were just in Paris. You saw the Louvre. It was naked people all over the place.
Yes, and I made a comment about it. I go, why didn't the women have clothing back then?
Right.
Women had no clothing?
I know.
Okay, so anyway, I don't want to be looked at that way. I really don't, because I want to be looked at for what's in my brain and what's in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody special can find out the rest of me. Otherwise, no.
So is that something?
Well, Liz was just talking about not dipping her toe in the lady pond, but understanding how as women get older that their friendships are different and they don't need a man necessarily because
I just think particularly for women, like, I don't know, and I'm curious what your thoughts are.
100%.
Women have a different kind of companionship with each other a lot of the times because you're really
100. Yes.
Yeah, and you can understand.
Having the triplets, gave me a bit where I'm thinking, of course, I can't think of words anymore. It's another thing that happens when you get older. Gave me, girl with triplets. Like, there's something different and special about me in that neighborhood. And at school,
become part of your identity too.
Absolutely, and it still is part of my identity because guess what? The older I get, people ask me, "You triplets?" People are like, "Yeah, I have triplets."
Triplets are insane.
How did you do it? And I go, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was fucking hard. I had Jason, who was born with a heart defect, who we knew was going to have open heart surgery before he was 12 months old.
Wow.
Okay, so now. You're living your first 8 months.
I'm a survivor. I'm going to make it.
We had the man who created the surgery that Jason had.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we did.
What's it like raising triplets? Just
for me, and I do think it transferred over to you guys, is I just raised you as 3 kids. So when Stephen that he liked baseball and was kind of good at it, that's what we did with him. And this one told me, yeah, I want to take an art class at the University of Miami. It starts at 8:30 and it ends at 10 o'clock. And he's young, and I'm going
14 at the
younger,
time.
yeah.
13 or 14.
This is when you were in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm taking AP art, and the teacher says to me,
yeah.
You need to go take classes at UM if you really want to take it seriously. Figure drawing classes.
That's cool. So, in other words, you didn't kind of treat them all as one just to make it easier. You made sure to cultivate each of their
each person.
But we were very different in the sense of Steven was into baseball, Craig's dancing, I'm drawing.
Gymnastics, he's drawing. It's like, what am I going to do? Put them all in ballet?
Right,
Or
exactly.
put them all in art?
Right. But not every, some people
I know,
would.
I know that because
Some
people
people
tell
would.
me. I had a friend of mine who she said to me, what you do with your kids, she says, I have one. She goes, I don't think I could even do that with one. And I said, how could you not? When you have a kid that shows aptitude, listen, I'm not saying Van Gogh or Alex Rodriguez, but how could you not? I mean, when
Well,
you take it back,
particularly if you have the means, right? Like if you have the means to do, I'm sure moms find.
yeah, but it's not even so much about the means. It's still about sending them where they want to go, where they need to go.
Exactly.
They're different
And
people.
recognizing that because
Easy,
not everyone's
easy,
in tune
easy,
with
oh,
it, you know?
easy. If you don't recognize it, you're fucking stupid. Like no, people will say to me, "Well, how did you know that, Craig?" I said, "If you had a kid that was 18 months old and opened a book and started to read, like literally read,
Right.
that cat went, wouldn't you go like, hey, honey, 18 months old and he's reading?" Well, I saw Craig at 3 years old imitating Michael Jackson, but I could see he was doing it like a man, not a boy. I mean, he was into it. I thought, okay. Plus, he was a gymnast first. I would go to the dance contest. Okay, that's what we did. Then you roller skated, Pee Wee baseball. I've no clue what any of this is.
Right.
They're the ones that that came to me with ideas, and I was like, okay, then this is a door I got to open, and this is a door I got to open. When I picked him up, I said, so, how it was like 13 years old. I said, how was it? Like, what was going on there? What'd you draw?
Right.
He goes, a nude.
And
I
an
don't,
artist was born.
It's like there's nothing gonna throw me. You know what I mean? I go,
Right.
that's it.
There was a nude figure drawing class at UM where I was taking it with college. It was an evening class, but it was mostly for college students and adults. You pay so you get a nude figure there and you have teachers. But I remember actually seeing somebody with, I don't know if it was cerebral palsy or some kind of,
Oh wow.
what's the, when her hand is like turned in?
Yeah, it could be.
Could be that, or it could be a stroke.
She was with her husband. They must have been 75, and they were drawing. And I remember thinking, wow, they are amazing. And
It's amazing. See,
even with her handicap, it was just like, I want to be as good as her.
that's cool.
So, Mom, this is maybe something I know or maybe something I don't know, but as you were saying, you're running us around. You're really 24/7 being a parent, a manager, doing science projects with us, going to the store so we could get the lizards.
First place in the science project with the board because I went to 40 different stores to find animals and figure out how to put them on the board.
So funny because I had the same kind of situation with my mom, and there was one where it was a toy. It was about eco-friendly things, and it was in the shape of a toilet, and I just remember cutting out toilets the night before at midnight with my mom, and those are the memories I've had. But you need moms like that and moms like you.
So
100%.
Help create the success. But
that's why we have children that we have. Not that they're perfect, nor are we.
Right.
But I can say my kids are good.
Right. Close to her.
Right.
So 7th grade, I had a science project on lizards in Miami, on their mating habits and their dominance.
I had to go and buy fucking cockroaches to eat them.
Ugh.
He always picked the hardest thing to do. And I used to tell Craig, because Craig really didn't go to school. And I did all of Craig's homework.
Mm-hmm.
I read the Cliff's notes for his books and then told him about the book for the book report.
Boy.
I would write the book report because I'm handed like he is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I would sure wouldn't get an A because he's not an A student. So, but he picked, Jason, the hardest science project always to do.
It wasn't really the hardest. It was never exactly. We did it together. She took me to the art store. We got the construction paper. We did triple mount. Brown, green, and yellow were the colors.
That's right.
Okay.
And dinosaur, we
picked up dinosaurs and lizards. Right. By the way, the title of my science fair project is Anal Interactions, but everybody says anal interactions, and it's like, oh, we should have known. She made sure that I had the best. She made sure that Craig was where he needed to be. She made sure that Steven was there with the best glove and the best baseball bat. She gave us everything we wanted. She gave us everything we needed. We felt spoiled, but we didn't feel like brats. She always...
They were not brats.
Right.
We were required, maybe the word not required, we were expected to do well because she knew we could do well.
Well, yeah. But when you have that expectation, I think that creates like
anxiety and stress and this.
But it also, no, but because you're expected to do well, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy where then you're gonna go do well. When someone expects mediocrity from you,
you are 100%, in my opinion, 100% correct.
Yeah.
So where did you get it from? Since you didn't have it.
I wasn't given that, and I ended up getting it. However you want, God gave it.
Get into just in terms of now that you have 3 adult men who are successful in their own right in each of these categories. Now, if we're going to give advice to other maybe moms or just other people looking to be successful, what did you see, and maybe across the board with each of them?
First of all, it does help if you're smart, and I really mean that. I mean, some people are smart, and some people aren't smart. Some people can dance, and some people can't. Some people look like Christy Brinkley, and some people don't.
Right.
So it does help if you're relatively smart, which I am. Which my father, although he was not great, he was smart.
Right.
And from what I know of my mom, she wasn't stupid. So it helps if you're smart. And when you realize that when you have a kid, that's what you do. That becomes, for me. Now, maybe it doesn't work for other people. Women go back to work. My life, I wanted a kid. Now, I'm going to make that kid's life the best it can be because partially I had like pretty much the worst of it.
Right.
It's like, no. I am going to go above and beyond that.
Right.
They didn't ask to be born.
Right.
And you step up to the plate, motherfucker, and swing.
She was at every baseball game, screaming, shaking the fence, cursing the umpires out.
No, never cursed the umpire. I would have been thrown out. So that's okay.
That's a
lot of people love to tell.
Okay,
So is that part
maybe not fire sign. Didn't curse the umpire out, but used expletives on the baseball field ever?
She will not confirm nor deny.
That's who I am. I mean, well, first of all, Stephen was really good at baseball. So it's like, you're cheering on, come on, Stephen, strike him out. I had a chip on my shoulder, and it came out in a lot of those ways,
What did you teach them? Maybe this is how I'm going to ask it. What did you teach each of them about driving towards success? Were there certain things that you instituted in the house? Was it being punctual?
Always punctual. Each of my kids got to where they needed to be on time every time. So when somebody tells me I'm going to be late for dinner, why?
Right.
I don't know. I got 3 kids, different ones at the orthodontist, one's over here and one's over there. Why are you going to be late for dinner?
And by the way, we're at the orthodontist with our hair blown out that we were 6:30 in line in her bathroom waiting to be each blow dried and combed with the duck ass in the back.
What's that?
The
thing in the back.
JFK Jr., he had his hair, it went back. Yeah, that's right.
We were always on time. Not even on time. She was early. She was always, so this is the thing. If I wanted McDonald's, Steven wanted Wendy's, Craig wanted Burger King, we got it. She did everything. She was at every baseball game. She was at every dance competition, every gymnastics competition, every horse meet, every art show. It was like, okay, well, this is normal for us, right?
Right.
First one in carpool. There was never a time that someone beat Robin in carpool. Never.
So you modeled that for the kids in terms of just approaching everything in life.
Yeah. If you're going to do it the best you can and try to do it even better, whatever it is.
And we behaved because she instilled a lot of, I mean, listen, you would say you were tough, might be a different word, but it was stern. There's no fucking around. We're at Rick and Nancy's. I'm ordering drapes. Sit on your hands, but I would always be helping and joining with her at Rick and Nancy's. But it was always don't touch anything. And if we would get a little pinch, and that's all we needed. That was it.
Well, also,
I'm done with this. I have 3 kids. I have no patience. I have shit to do. You're with me, and you're going to do it with me and get it done.
Well, could you imagine though, like particularly for a mom to deal with 3 in particular boys?
That's why I'm never having kids. Hello, husband out there. We're never having kids.
No, but boys are rowdy, and so to keep you guys all in line, and
but they weren't. I have to say, they weren't like the rowdy kind of boys.
They weren't.
But maybe that's
they were playful.
Okay,
they were, they were playful.
By the way, she drove our energy where it needed to be, right? If Craig wasn't acting out because he was expressing himself in dance and gymnastics.
Well, that's true.
Steven was playing baseball. There was never any pent-up energy or boy stuff.
You're getting it out in your activities,
right? Except, when they played with each other and accidentally, all 3 of them somehow knocked one's tooth out. The other one's teeth came out. Between porcelain veneers, bonding, orthodontic, braces, a bionator.
And Accutane 3 times.
3 times of Accutane.
Woman, she was the mom that took us to the dermatologist, and not just any dermatologist, right? She took us to Dr. Brandt. We're sitting in the waiting room with Takashi Murakami's all over, It's like, you have acne. We're not fucking around with Differin or you're going straight to Dr. Brandt.
Whose grandson is like, well, they say something about, I said to my friend, like, I'm thinking, listen, if you want Ezra to be in junior high school with acne, knock yourself out, okay? I'm giving you the answer. Here's the answer.
Right.
Back then, the doctor would be like, Robin, we have to tell you, the boys, if they take it, there could be some suicidal thoughts.
I don't think, it's true. But I'm thinking, and this is what I believe. Now, there are suicidal thoughts because they're going to school with fucking shitload of pimples all over their face. Give them the freaking Accutane. 1, 2, 3, I bet it's gone.
It was always about, you always present yourself best. She dressed us the same in the beginning, but then...
I did it because I did want the attention. It's like, hello, people out there. Look what I got.
Yeah, so I just
can't believe this.
How did you balance your own identity?
What identity did I have before? I mean, what was I? I worked in an office. I was married to a guy, and I was what was I? I was happy. That was good. I really aspired to be average. I aspired to be average because my whole life was unconventional.
But then you totally did a 360 and made us not aspire to be average.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because you showed me who you were and whatever talent that you had.
Right. Like, in other words, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't be focused in the same way on what they were doing.
Jason had a passion, Craig had a passion, and Steven was definitely 100% into playing ball, traveling teams and stuff like that.
So it feels like a big part of what I'm hearing, at least, is like to have parental support, whether it's your mom or your dad, is really, it's kind of vital. Not that you couldn't still become successful without
100%. I didn't have I admit I didn't have the motivation.
Right.
I was like,
you have to have that drive, and it's very helpful to have this parental background. But now I want to get into, if we can do a little switch, because I want to get back to now this new phase of life that you're in, because I'm very interested in this, and I think it would be helpful for people like around my age to understand.
I wish people would have talked to me and I would have listened as well.
Right, because I don't think we have a lot of resources. Like, just now people are starting to talk about perimenopause, like all of these things that I think people just really weren't talking about or didn't know. And yeah, being online I think is helpful, but I want to hear just about this new phase of life for you. What's the most freeing part for you? And also
freeing part?
Yeah, like freeing. And what would you
Not reporting back to a husband.
Oh, right.
Also, not having my father around as an albatross, because he was my responsibility completely, financially and in every single way.
Right. So now you get to do what you want to do.
Oh, and I've seen every Broadway show. more than once. Orchestra center, wherever I want to sit. I figured out a way to fly first class. I'm going to do all that shit until I can't do it.
Right.
And there might become a day when I can't, but I've also been homeless, so I think I'll make it.
What have you learned about yourself while in this new phase?
Well, I learned I could be like I'm alone a lot. Very good at being alone. I was the only child, and when I was married, my husband was not home often. He would come home there at 2, 3 in the morning. So I'm good being alone. I'm okay. It was when they were 16, I didn't have to drive them anymore. Okay.
Right.
And I literally got in the car that day. By that time, I had found somebody to take care of my father 3 days a week. And I got in the car and I started driving. I didn't know where I was going. I'm driving. I don't know where I'm going. I ended up in the mall on US 1 in the card store. For 2 hours, I'm looking at Walmart cards. I know what to do with, I didn't know what to do with myself.
Right, because like so much of your life was kind of dedicated to caring for other people, which is hard. I feel like particularly when, and not to say that dads don't have.
No, it is mostly women.
Mostly still women have to kind of. So it's sort of finding out who you are after you've had multiple decades kind of truly devoted to somebody else. Yeah. So you kind of are finding this new identity. Have you done anything to reinvent yourself or find new passions? Or
no, I kind of like myself. I like myself. I feel like I can talk to or be with anybody. Low, middle, high, left, right, whatever. Well, right's a little tough nowadays. I'm a chameleon. That's what I am. Sometimes that's good. That's what I would tell myself in my 40s is to be prepared not to have the life that I had being so busy with these kids. Maybe find something that I like to do. So it was take a painting class. I don't really want to take a painting class. Not really interested in that. I've been part of mahjong groups. And it always turns out that I just hate everyone that's there. Familiarity breeds contempt.
Right.
Okay. That's what it is. That's my deal.
Look, by the way, I get it. And so I wonder if there's like a balance, or maybe you're still trying to figure this out. But it's where you went from being around all the people and to kind of like now this alone time. How do you find a nice balance? Because everyone could just annoy you immediately. You know what I mean? And
immediately. Now I'm immediately annoyed.
But here's the thing.
Immediately I'm annoyed.
I'm there now, and I got a little bit more time to go. I hope. Yeah.
But
so hopefully,
innately, you're not as aggressive and as abrasive as I was, as I still am or can be. My father. My father was the person who raised me. So, I see when you get mad, this is what you say. This is what you do. I'm much better at it now. If something happens, it's absolutely involuntary.
We should always improve ourselves 1% every day.
I try. See, this is what I'm aware of now. It's like, you have to know there's something that isn't working right for me. Whether it's in your friendships or your children or whatever you're doing, or something's not working right. I got to look in the mirror. And when you look in the mirror, you're always used to seeing, your eyebrows are like this or your nose is like this. But then if you really look carefully, you go, oh, look, I have a mark over here. I'm gonna take care of that. To be able to know that there's something not right, want to change it, see it, and then actually change it. I'm working on that. I think that's major. I think because I wish more people worked on it. But you know what? It reminded me of one thing. I stopped. This is probably the biggest thing I ever did in life. The biggest thing I did was stop the vicious cycle of physical abuse by a parent. Right. And I mean physical abuse.
Right.
That didn't happen in my home. I remember Craig was little and he did something and my first instinct was to raise my hand. And I remember where I was. And I said to myself, not doing it. In my opinion, is fucking huge.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I just don't believe in it at all. I
That is a success. That's a win, right?
It's a win. It's a win. It's a win. Having my 3 kids is the way who they are.
Uh-oh, Jason.
Oh, it's okay. No, I was just gonna say it's a win since I didn't get abused. Thank you.
Finally, he admit that he didn't get abused.
Oh,
Well, hold on, but we did get pinched. Did you not pinch? There was some pinches.
I probably did. I'm sure
you had to, right? So this
I
is
had to do something.
so this is something that I wanted to ask. Where do you recommend a parent draws the line between discipline and abuse, right? How do you make sure that when your kid acts out of line, that they listen and behave?
We're asked to pay attention.
I was just going to say, because I think what's happened is, like, earlier generations spanked more, hit more. It was just, that was the norm. You took out the belt, like all of these things. You hear these stories. And then it swung kind of the other way, where kids are just running free to the point of, like, it's not good for them. And so, anyway, that I agree, Jason.
You have to pay, I remember I had a friend whose kid, I won't mention the name, but was going, mommy. I said, would you just talk to your kid? He's been calling you 30 fucking times. I mean, if my kid, even if I was talking to somebody, I would say, sorry, Stephen, you're interrupting. I want to finish my conversation with Liz, and then I'll answer your question. She just didn't care.
She took an interest and made sure that, oh, you need color pencils for the project next week? We're going today to do it, right? Everything was done as soon as possible. As soon as we got what book we needed, we got the book. We didn't wait till the day before. Like, there was no procrastination in the sense of this household.
I really was. I was on top of things. Breakfast, okay, listen, I'll put it in a plastic thing, cover it up, The milk will be in the refrigerator. I mean, I still do it now. I mean, I'm OCD, organized.
Refrigerator? Kris Jenner thinks she's got a refrigerator. Fuck Kris Jenner, okay?
Nothing on me.
There was red Gatorade lined up. There was lemon lime Gatorade lined up. There was water lined up. There was Coke lined up. There's
a special refrigerator for all that. And then when one kid would come from the room and take one, and I would know, and I'd come back and I would, like I do now. I do it now with myself. I did it last night.
We would be instilled that you take from the drink refrigerator. You go to the other refrigerator and you put it back. And all labels are front. And nothing's upside down.
Oh.
That's why I color coordinated my high school locker. I mean, red, math. Green, history. Everything that was green was history. The folder, the book, everything.
And Stephen would make notes what he had to do. Like, he had to add a piece of paper by his bed. And
okay.
I would tell myself that life is going to change, and you're not going to have to do that 24/7, and to figure out maybe what you would like to do. I didn't do that, and right now I have no interest in really doing any of that, because it was so it really was so intense for so many reasons. Plus, being responsible for my father, it's just, I got it from all ends, and so now it's like, leave me alone.
Well, I feel like you earned your break, which is probably why you're like, I don't want to deal with people. But okay, a couple more questions before we go. I want to hear about, now that you have time to kind of focus on you and you don't have to deal with everybody else's stuff, what brings you the most joy and what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I've said this before. I don't think Jason will be shocked to hear it. What has brought me the most joy up until a few years ago really was watching Craig dance. I couldn't get enough of it.
Wow.
I went to see Carousel 28 times. I'm sorry I didn't go more. And I went to see Illinois 26 times. Everybody knew me in the cast. When the stage director sent an email to cast and crew reminding them that they haven't really been on, and that to make sure to follow the conductor. You have to remember, is what he wrote, that people come to see the show and they see it once, and then in parentheses it said, unless you're Craig Salstein's mother. And that was a Broadway email.
Oh,
do you think that you're attached to that also because you devoted so much of your time as a mother to taking Craig to dance and almost not living vicariously through him, But really, I mean, you were there from the beginning every day at Mia Michael's dance studio waiting for him. She wouldn't drop him off. She would wait and she would watch. She wouldn't say anything because she knew that she got Craig to the best teacher.
I mean, that was by luck to get me and Michael's. I mean, that was luck to get into Joe Michael's dance studio. It was luck. He's got something special about him when he dances. I don't care who's on stage. To me, it's all about Craig.
What's your beauty routine?
Oh, okay. My beauty routine is actually, you'll be surprised that I actually have one. I don't know why I have it, but I do. The hyaluronic bullshit. I use it in the morning. After I put that on and try Skin Ceuticals, okay, vitamin C.
Oh, it's vitamin C, Skin Ceuticals?
Ferulic, this bullshit right here.
Okay.
And then I actually use a moisturizer, which of course is Augustinus Bader. I was using the regular cream, and I'm getting older, and they accidentally, because they're morons. Everybody's a fucking moron. Sorry. Because, of course, I tell them I want the regular cream, and what do they give me? They give me the rich cream, so I decide I'll try it because I had.
Well, I like the rich cream. I think
so do I. I use that now, and that's pretty much my beauty.
That's a good routine.
Everything's falling. Everything I did, it's falling.
Is it? It doesn't.
10 years later, it falls. I mean, almost pretty much.
I was just telling Jason because I'm like, what do? I don't want to cut anything. But
don't. You see, you don't know. I'm sitting here because I have an open collar.
Yeah.
I'm still suffering from all the scar tissue that's in my face. I feel like I've got something holding me up. It's the most comfortable thing.
All right. So I don't want that. But
no,
I wonder if there are lasers or something.
I don't know, but I love how you do this. It's like, yeah.
It's like if you keep doing it, maybe it'll stay.
Well, you should keep doing it. You should keep doing that.
It's all about lymphatic drainage. I hope you're using your lymphatic drainage tools. Shout out Della Hart. Shout out Della Hart.
Oh.
Maybe Gigi will send you one.
After I have my kid, I'm sitting in the bed and I'm going like this, and like my hair's falling out.
Oh yeah.
I call the doctor and I say, I'm gonna start looking like my husband, who is pretty much bald, really. And he goes, oh, don't worry about it. He goes, it'll grow back. Grow back? I could show you pictures of me when I was younger.
Yeah, didn't grow back.
That's not good. How about telling women, guess what? Most likely we're all going to lose a lot of hair.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I just would have liked to have known certain things.
I know.
You know, like that.
What else?
What else? Yeah.
What else? Oh, I'll tell you what else. This is interesting. I have big calves because I'm built like my father. Whether skinny jeans come in again, I'm not putting these on. So those go. I had a breast lift. Nothing put in. Lift? Down to my knees again. What that? What? Dense breasts. They're going to fall.
I heard the lift is the most painful thing.
No, no.
No?
The faces. I've had 4 of them. I've had my face cut open 4 times.
Oh, wow.
The face is pretty bad. It's bad. I would recommend definitely injectables all the way around. Definitely no surgery.
Yeah.
No surgery.
Yes, I know. Jason has told me about it. I'm like, all right, no.
You have no idea. I mean, I'm on strongest strength of nerve pills.
So if you went back in time, you just wouldn't do it?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
So to me, if I look at you from the outside,
right,
you're a mom who has created successful children. That's a pretty big accomplishment.
Because any other job, you retire.
So you kind of retired from that level of being a mom.
When I go and I have to fill out a form, I say I have a PhD in domestic engineering.
I love that's great.
Looking back after everything you've learned and after all your experiences, what would you tell women about money, men, and any other advice that you could give who are just starting to go into college and thinking, or even a little bit younger, what they want to do in life and where they want to go?
Over that, I said, listen, you are your knight in shining armor. You are. Make yourself that. Don't I'm not saying don't be in a relationship. I'm not anti-relationship or anti-marriage, okay? You know, I hear people that start out and there's a problem like in the beginning. And I go, yo, you got a problem in the beginning? The beginning's supposed to be fun.
Right.
And as you go along, you run into bumps and you figure them out. And I tell Carolina and Stephen, I've said it to Craig and Nadia, you have to be a team. So figure out what you're working together on. You have to be a team. Fortunately, I didn't have a teammate. So we were like on different teams, you know? And that sucked.
You're also telling people that you can only save yourself. You're the one that has to be the one that directs your ship.
You're it. Tag, you're it.
Look, I struggle to find the balance where someone, to your point, wants to be on the team, build the empire, like think about big things. I don't want to just be content with, hey, we're doing the same thing every day and this is the life. I want somebody who's kind of thinking bigger ideas and doing it together.
Like, are we talking traveling, building a business?
Yeah.
Building a family?
Not family. To me, it's just, I guess what I've noticed about myself is I kind of always want to be doing something more, and it's hard to find someone who has that same mentality, but like together. Instead, I just do it myself.
Is that because men aren't used to independent women, or it's like, hey, like in a relationship, you're gonna be, I don't need you to pay for me, or I'm doing this. It's like you're not.
No, I definitely want
sacrificing.
someone to pay for me. That's where everybody gets it wrong.
Right, what I'm saying is you're not sacrificing that part. You still want the career. You still want.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Some people,
Yeah.
some, you know, some.
I mean, you have to find a man who appreciates that. That's another thing. It's another big deal. Appreciation.
Mm.
Oh my God. Just to hear somebody say, I really appreciated that you went to Joe's Stone Crabs and they cracked the crabs, but you brought them home and you re-cracked them to make sure that all the princes and the king wouldn't get one fucking shell. I appreciate that. I never heard that, but I did do that. And that you want to be appreciated.
Above and beyond. She mashed our potato. She cut our steak into cubes. It was already cubed and mashed when we got there. Baked potato was mashed. The steaks were cut. Everything was done. Taco night, everything arranged perfectly. It was to the T. I think for us as kids, though, we were young. I mean, we said thank you, and we showed our love to her, and we were good kids.
We were good.
But you also didn't know any different.
It's very easy to live alone for me. I don't want to say negative, but I had a husband who was not physically with me a lot. He really is a very good pool player. He loves to play pool. That's what he did. Right. You know, it's very hard because I suffer from depression on and off. It's not always like normal. Some things trigger certain things. So I'm not that happy-go-lucky. I'm just not that happy-go-lucky person. I want peace. I want to know that my kids are happy and healthy, and my grandchildren also. And really, that's it. That's all I want. I want peace. If Jason wants to find a partner, I want him to find a partner. I traveled with my son and his family, and we had an amazing. I have to say that's the first time I felt like I was really on vacation in my whole life. Like, even though I had gone to London with Barbara, you know, when I was married, we could only go to New York and Orlando because Howard had to figure out a way to bring his pot with him. So we never went to Europe or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't have grand delusion. I'm really kind of simple. I want to be simple. I just had too much. I had too much shit in my whole life. I really have.
You live in New York, which I feel is great. I don't know about if you feel this way, but for me and getting older and wanting to walk around, it is such a great city to have access to amazing things, whether that's going to see a Broadway show, going to the Met. You have it.
I do that. So, like, unfortunately, when Michelle passed away, when she used to come here from Chicago, we would do things like, let's go see the Christian Dior show in Brooklyn.
Right.
And of course I would do that. I went to see Craig at the Metropolitan Opera House. You know what I mean? Not a pot to piss in. And I never lost sight of the fact when I would go see Craig at the Met, thinking, I'm fucking sitting in row L in the center. And my son is a soloist for American Ballet Theater, and He's dancing on stage, and there are 3,000 people watching him. And I never lost. As soon as those chandeliers went up, means the show's starting. It was always magical.
Yeah.
I don't take things for granted at all. I don't. I mean,
People would kill for that life if they could walk from their apartment to go see the ballet or go to a Broadway show. I think we forget sometimes living in this city that
right. What I wanted to say to you about New York is I was born here. I was raised here. So I don't see those things the way people, I saw them all the time.
I was born here too, but I think what happened was because I went away a little bit and we moved away as kids, I always knew I needed to go back. Even in high school, it was like counting down 4 years. So that's how I felt.
My opinion is if you can afford it, why not have the best of both worlds?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, although it's a little bit, the affording part is where
it's hard.
It is a great life, but when you come back to the city, I think it's nice, you have to remind yourself, like, wow, there's everything.
The day when I knew I was getting separated, I found my apartment. And
she showed up whether we needed her or not, and we're thankful for it. I love you, Mom.
I love you too.
So, Liz, last question.
Honestly, you covered it, but now I'm just excited for you, Robin, on this next phase of life. I kind of want, like, there's this Mahjong club, but it's in Brooklyn. It's like downtown Brooklyn. And I'm like, I could envision you doing that and kind of being the center of the whole shebang.
I've done big Mahjong things here in New York.
Really? I would love to. I told Jason when he comes back, I want to do one, all three of us. But it needs to be by you. I want to do something on the Upper West.
Yeah, but we gotta.
I was so into it and being part of. I could leave a group for what I would say a valid reason, and a new group would just fall into. And I knew because I'm a chameleon. I knew how to make them love me. Be part of it.
Right.
But I can't stand these women. And I mean, people that know me would say you're a pretty good Mahjong player. Now I can tell you that the Lower East Side women could wipe the floor with me. I was playing Mahjong with two women who despised each other. I had bent down to pick something up so I couldn't see what was going on. And I hear one go, "Get your hand out of my face." I'm thinking, where the fuck am I? I'm at the JCC in New York. I got two 80-year-olds. One is saying, "Get your hand out of my face." That's it. I picked up my shit. I told them, my group.
Yeah,
you don't want that. I know you're a lefty, you're a righty. We both know that, but we're here for no religion, no politics. Let's just play nice, okay? Here's the thing, and it's probably because of raising the kids and all. I don't want commitments.
But here's the thing: you don't want to be committed. Like you've already had to commit your whole life to other people's stuff. Now you want to do whatever you want to do each day you wake up. I get it, but I still want to come play Mahjong with you one time. So
I hope this session was very cathartic for you. Is there anything else we want to say real quick?
my mom got married at 17 and had me at 19, very young. But like also like looking back, hearing you and what you've done for Jason and Stephen and Craig, I'm like, wow. I'm just thinking about all the things my mom did, and I'm like, I hope she knows she is appreciated because she went above and beyond, and I would certainly not be here.
There you go. Our mitzvah of the day is
appreciation. It's appreciation.
Well, thank you, Mom, for doing this and being part of our Mother's Day special on Hustle and Schmear. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Liz, Robin, Mom, read us out.
All right, everybody. Just remember, the hustle is real.
And the schmear is extra.